There is the new coach still looking for his first victory in the Championship, Jonas Hoff-Thorup. Well, these two sides met in the early weeks of the first ever Premier League season. Mark Robins, playing for Norwich, was among the country's top scorers, and incredibly by Christmas 1992 the Canaries were top. They'd finished third behind champions Manchester United. Robins, now very much a Coventry hero, believes he has the best chance yet of finally becoming a Premier League manager. He ranks his current Coventry squad as the strongest he's had since he arrived. Today's visitors, Norwich City, beat Coventry to a playoff place last season, but despite this, they decided to change their manager, and he's still waiting for his first win in the Championship. Casey Palmer's move from Coventry to Hull yesterday was the major development on a relatively quiet deadline day for the Sky Blues. Palmer scored Coventry's equaliser last week at Bristol City from the bench, so there's no change to the starting lineup today. Goalkeeper Oliver Dervin is hoping for his first clean sheet since arriving during the summer, and Ellis Sims still looking for his first Championship goal. Ben Sheaf returned from injury in the midweek cup tie and again starts from the bench. Of Norwich City's two deadline signings yesterday, only Anis Slimani is involved today. The midfielder, on loan from Sheffield United, is a substitute. Liverpool's Cade Gordon wasn't signed in time. Norwich also unchanged from their last Championship match. That was a 1-1 draw with Sheffield United. Defender Callum Doyle was on loan here 2 seasons ago and played in Coventry's playoff final defeat to Luton Town. Haji Wright, who got the season off to a flyer with a win here at the CBS Arena with a couple of goals against Oxford, is sure to be a big threat to Norwich City this afternoon. From the visiting fans' point of view, they just wanted to see one thing. They wanted to see him in a yellow Norwich shirt, and that's what's happened. He's going nowhere. 31st of August, Josh Sargent, their leading scorer last season, and key if they are to have hopes of pushing for promotion, is remaining at the club. A final game for both sides for a fortnight. Norwich especially won't want to have to wait until September the 14th, still without a Championship win under their belt. Our referee this afternoon is Andy Davies. These two sides last met here in October. It was a draw with both the goals coming from Norwich players, and both Norwich players no longer at the club. Jonathan Rowe has gone on loan to Marseille, and Ben Gibson, who scored an own goal that day, has headed off to Stoke City. Not warm enough for Mark Robins to shed the top today. Hoping to register a second Championship win of the season so far after a good cup win in midweek. Well, the 22 players out on the pitch wearing the shirt and badge of the club that they'll now be definitely with for the rest of 2024. Let the window open now on what feels like another part and another start to the football season. It's Coventry's first home game of this campaign that isn't against Oxford United, who they've now played twice in League and Cup. And we say good afternoon to Chris Iwelomo.
Good afternoon, Guy. Looking forward to this one today. I think looking at both managers, Mark Robins will be quietly content with the progress his side is making. Unbeaten in the last 4 since that defeat against Stoke, but they have real quality in depth.
Played up towards Ellis Sims, but it's onto the head of Shane Duffy. A lot of changes from the team that played in midweek. Duffy and Doyle, the two centre-halves for Norwich, weren't used down at Crystal Palace from the start anyway. Sakamoto into the penalty area, little flick from Redoni. He was just trying to tee it up for Haji Wright and Sims, who were behind him.
Yeah, excellent piece of quality there from Rodoni in there in the first place, because when you know Sakamoto's down the right-hand side, end product's coming in, little deft touch, and like you say, steering it goalwards. And look at this here, Sakamoto, end product, that's what you want from your wide man, and a little bit of quality there. Good defending in the end from Shane Duffy to get the clearance.
He's such a talent, isn't he, Jack Rodoni? And he has not exactly carried Huddersfield, but he's had some it's a poor pass away, and Norwich could be in here. Just for a moment there, it was an awful pass by Van Eyck, the Dutch fullback, who played it across his line, and Norwich City had players on the edge but didn't make the best of it.
Yeah, usually very composed in possession, always trying to kind of play out with quality there, but like you say, Norwich kind of forced the error.
Good ball into the area, and it's Angus Gunn who comes out and takes it well. It was Bidwell, the left-back, who'd got forward.
That's an expectation from Bidwell, that energy up and down that left-hand side, underlaps, overlaps, but it's all about product coming into the box, and he definitely has that quality.
Callum Doyle has gone down early on. He's disappeared into the back of the net there.
Yeah, good quality here from Bidwell. You're looking at the ball coming in. Like you say, I'm just looking at Doyle now. There was a bit of a contact. I think Ellis Sims' knee just going into the back of Doyle's leg there.
Yeah, he might have just connected against the post as well there, Callum Doyle, who's back on familiar territory, having spent a season with Coventry City on loan a couple of years ago. Jonas Hofthurup, who was annoyed with his team's performance in midweek, made 7 changes, as I said, at Crystal Palace, but he wasn't happy with the way they defended and conceded 4 goals. But the 35-year-old, the 3rd youngest manager in the league, believes that they are starting to knit together the patterns of play that he wants, that he's tried to implement from the training ground during the summer and the few training sessions they've had at the start of this busy season. Looks like Doyle's going to be okay. They do have options from the bench, although no Grant Hanley today for Norwich City. He has a slight injury issue. But we did say Jose Cordoba come on in midweek. His first minutes for Norwich City, signed during the summer, an imposing centre-half, so he is an option if Doyle doesn't shake off that early injury. Yeah,
they do have that replacement there. But Doyle, you're looking at body language as he's walking off, head down, doesn't look comfortable to me.
So at the moment, Norwich City down to 10 men. Kenny McLean looks like he's just dropping back a little bit and sitting in alongside Shane Duffy. McLean, who had to come on for an injured player in midweek at Crystal Palace after Amankwa Forson dislocated his shoulder and had to go off, and it's amazing really that Forson is playing here today. Doyle's okay, back on the pitch. Norwich City, despite having 10 men, still playing out from their own penalty area.
Well, that's one of the things, you know, when the new manager comes in and implements a certain style, you kind of have to stick to it, over-exaggerate it, even when you're not at full capacity. So, no, it's an expectation, because he wants to implement that style. The players have to believe in that.
Two teams, of course, who've reached the playoffs in the last 2 seasons. Norwich ended up 9 points clear of Coventry last May. They finished in 6th place. April and May were months when I think Coventry had a bit of a hangover after that extraordinary FA Cup semi-final against Manchester United. Van Eyck finding Sakamoto. Van Eyck, crucial that he stays fit. It is the one area that they don't really have natural replacement right back. It was a quiet window for Mark Robins, just with the departure of Casey Palmer to Hull City, but there was some suggestion that he was looking for a right back as cover for the Dutchman as it's played through, looking for Sargent.
Yeah, I think it's important when you're looking at what Van Eyck brings to the team, you know, so composed, energy down that right-hand side, and that is something they've done their business early, Coventry. So when you're looking at the quality and depth that they've got, it's it's surprising they haven't brought someone in just for cover.
One ball forward, an opportunity for Sims here. Well, he never really looked confident, did he? It was a bouncing ball, and in the end his connection wasn't the cleanest. And Coventry miss a golden opportunity through Ellis Sims.
Well, it's a ball over the top, isn't it, from Bidwell. Sims times his run perfectly. Yeah, it's not really coming down, but he knows he's in complete control of it. Tries to take it early with the right foot. He has to do better there. Off the connection just wasn't right off the right boot of Ellis Sims. Big opportunity.
You strikers know what it's like when you're a little bit out of form. The goals dried up at the tail end of last season for Ellis Sims. He's currently on a run of 9 and a bit championship matches without a goal. He has scored in the Carabao Cup though against Bristol City, but he will want to get among the goals again in the championship, that's for sure. Yeah,
as a striker, you know, I think that first league goal is always the most difficult to come, but when it comes, hopefully that'll be the floodgates open for the big man.
19 goals in League and Cup for him last year. It was an exceptional season for him and Haji Wright as well. But he's got his defensive head on at the moment because Norwich have an opportunity to get the ball into the penalty area. Forson and Crescenny are over it. Crescenny may now make himself a decoy as Forson puts the ball in. Not brilliantly defended at the moment by Coventry City. Eventually, Binks it is who gets it behind for a corner.
What was excellent reaction from Binks there when you're looking at it. When the ball comes in, it shouldn't be able to bounce. Look at this guy. The ball bounces in there, and it's Kenny McLean just kind of nudges it forward unintentionally, albeit. But it's Shane Duffy that's hanging back at the back area.
Norwich City, albeit under a different manager, were terrific from corners and set pieces last season. Big Shane Duffy is there. He's sure to be an issue. It looks like he's in a rugby scrum there in a maul. He bides his time and now attacks the ball, and just over the crossbar it goes from the Ireland international.
Yeah, it's a fantastic, you're looking at Callum Doyle, the way that he just goes in and attacks it, you know. Oh sorry, Shane Duffy there, wasn't it? It's an excellent header, isn't it? Just trying to get it steered, no chance, so aggressive, meets the ball at its highest point.
Well, he knows that was an opportunity. The big man who has been such a constant really for the Republic of Ireland in recent years, but left out of their squad that has that prestigious game against England next week in Dublin. He'll be sad to miss that, I'm sure. Not named in the squad earlier this week. But a good opportunity for both sides now. Ellis Sims at one end and then Shane Duffy at the other. I think we hoped it would be a good open game. Two sides who love to get the ball down and pass. That's been their tradition, not just this season, but in years gone by. Yeah,
it's quite interesting, you know, like who's going to concede possession at the minute. Both are trying to get down, play out from the back, and the team out of possession are having to work very hard to kind of force that issue.
Nunez. Pointed out to the right-hand side, it's Cernak. It's got Stacey overlapping on that far side. Stacey now has it. Plenty of yellow shirts in the penalty area, including Signs. But Van Eyck prevented Signs getting on the end of it with a timely header.
Yeah, well, it's a fantastic little chip in. You know, when you're looking at there, Van Eyck has to make the contact. You know, Signs is just waiting to pounce at that back post area. It's a great little contact from defensive contact from Van Eyck.
Well, can they stop Shane Duffy on this occasion? It was the Norwich players who were almost shielding him on the edge of the penalty areas, who had a clear run. Rodoni is concerned that there might be a bit of space. He's got two players at the moment, Rodoni. As the corner comes in towards the back post and away by Binks on this occasion. Forson wins it back. Forson again. Stacey. A lot of Norwich players still in the penalty area, including Nunez, who tries to recycle it to the edge of the penalty area. And it's cleared up to Sims. Haji Wright. Is he onside? He is. Sims was having a look at the assistant referee. Wright goes for goal. Good save by Gunn. Good counter-attack by the home side.
Yeah, it's excellent play from Coventry. So direct, As soon as Haji Wright gets it, one thing in mind, can he drive towards goal? He's looking up, head up, is there anything on? But he watched Gunn very, very well. Great save at his near post from Angus Gunn.
Really bright start to this game with chances aplenty. Coventry looking for the opener here. 2 matches they played at the CBS Arena have both been against Oxford. Initially in the Championship and then in midweek in the Carabao Cup. Sakamoto. Too close to him, but he had support from Van Wright. And this is Sakamoto. Eccles finding Torp. And further on it goes to Binks. Eccles again. Haji Wright using his pace. Options in the penalty area. Can he pick someone out? Duffy with a header away. Cernak further clear for Norwich City.
Yeah, he's in the mood for it today. Haji Wright, every time he gets the ball, he's very direct, but it's end product, isn't it? Shane Duffy was called upon to get the defensive header there, but it's good quality from Haji Wright down that left-hand side. Yeah,
it looks like it's going to be a busy afternoon for Jack Stacey, doesn't it? The right back of Norwich has already had to deal with Bidwell early on, and Haji Wright as well, as Sims goes forward. Just too much gas on that pass.
You're looking at Simms' movement, he's always on the move, playing on the shoulder, and it's so important as well that he tries to stretch the pitch and keep that space for the likes of Rudoni, Wright and Sakamoto to get on possession of the ball.
So many attacking options now, haven't they, Coventry City, with the arrival of Brandon Thomas Asante, who scored his first goal for the club in midweek in that Carabao Cup win. And there was also a little cameo by Norman Bassett, who they signed during the summer. He came off the bench and he's only 19 years of age, but showed blistering pace. And Mark Robins has those options now that maybe in previous seasons he hasn't had from the bench.
Yeah, I think that was the remit in the summer to bring in. They've been up there challenging, and I think there's a realistic expectation from the fans, people around the club, that they're going to be up there.
Sains. Well, the ball was intended for Sargent. He was caught a little bit on his heels there. This is Sakamoto. The reward for that cup win in midweek was a home game here against Tottenham Hotspur in the next round. Certainly a fixture that I'm sure will fill the ground again for Coventry City, who've had some terrific crowds, even pre-season. Van Wijk thought about a shot there. Instead he went to Sakamoto, whose cross was a little floaty in the end and behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, it's a real good opportunity just to put service into the box, isn't it? Sakamoto, unlike him, I think that he's got time, there's no pressure. That's where I think he should take it to the line with Van Wijk's support, of course.
Second season with the club. First was curtailed quite a lot by an injury that he picked up that ruled him out for the final months of the season. He's fully fit now and eager to provide some real balance to the Coventry City attack. Coventry have been really slow starters in the last couple of seasons, so bad in fact that a couple of years ago they were actually rock bottom. So this is a better start. It's all relative, isn't it? You'd look at a slow start with just one win so far, but I think the Coventry fans know Mark Robins is to be relied upon and that it will come in time. But they'll certainly want to get a victory here before the window closes for the international break. Sakamoto, Coventry City going forward. Sims goes into the penalty area. Sakamoto delaying the delivery of the cross, just waiting for one or two sky blue shirts to get into the area. Binks towards Sims. It should be Guns. Sims, well, stood his ground, and there's been no whistle from the referee. Refreshing to see that, isn't it? Often it goes the way of the goalkeeper, but not on that occasion.
Yeah, I think it's great officiating there by Andy Davies there. You know, Angus Gunn comes out to collect. Ellis Sims goes and contests the ball. So I'm looking at this now. You know, there's a coming together. The ball's there to be won. You know, it's a genuine attempt. No free kick in my opinion. You know, Angus Gunn never had two good hands on the ball there. So yeah, well done, referee.
Angus Gunn had a rest in midweek and was probably quite glad to be on the bench in that game against Crystal Palace. Still to have a clean sheet this season. In fact, he's been part of a leaky Norwich defence so far this season. They've conceded 5 in the Championship and then 4 in midweek. I think one of the reasons for the signing of Anis Slimani may be that bit of extra height and physicality in midfield to just protect the defence. They've got so much going forward, Norwich City, but you know they'll score goals. It's whether they can stop it at the other end.
Yeah, well, that'll definitely be a concern. 12 goals conceded in 5 matches for the new manager, so yeah, you're spot on.
This is McLean. He's done a fair amount of shielding of Norwich City defences in years gone by, part of the double Championship winning team under Daniel Farke. Forson. McLean again. Cresceni. It's a wayward pass from him, trying to pick out his teammate Forson, but actually right, unable to benefit from that gift.
Well, that's what Josh Eccles and Victor Torp bring. You know, they read the game so well. Eccles on his front foot there, intercepts the pass, and you know, it's not a bad ball to Hadji Wright. He has to be alert to that. Yeah,
Coventry supporters will be delighted to see Ben Sheath is back and fit and well. In fact, one of the biggest roars in midweek in that game against Oxford was when he came off the bench for his first minutes of the season. So he'll certainly be pushing for a place in this midfield for Coventry City. Van Eyck with the ball in towards Sims, who, wow, nearly took the head off the defender who cleared for Norwich City. Recycled again to Bidwell. This is Eccles. Van Eyck. Van Eyck continues his run. Sakamoto thought about getting in the Dutchman and then does, and some of the momentum, or all of the momentum of that attack has been lost.
Yeah, it has. It's been very sloppy down that right-hand side. Now Van Eyck found himself in an offside position. I've got to say Sakamoto should know that and probably try and drive, be a little bit more direct himself and create that opportunity rather than release the ball there.
Well, Mark Robins is proof that he can be loved by not only one set of supporters but by the opposition as well. Adored by Coventry fans, of course, for what he's done, but Norwich supporters also have a place in their hearts for him. For his 3 years at the start of the Premier League campaign, it was him and Chris Sutton in that first season. So many happy memories. 15 goals for Mark Robins in that first campaign, and they finished third unbelievably. Well, unbelievably with hindsight, but at the time there was a stage where you thought Norwich might actually win the Premier League. But the third place got them into the UEFA Cup as well, and they had that memorable win in Bayern Munich when Robins was a part of that incredible victory against a team that included Lothar Matthäus. They were happy days for Norwich City. On the attack at the moment with McLean, who wants the free kick and gets the free kick.
Yeah, he's played for that one, hasn't he, Kenny McLean? He's done ever so well to regain possession, and then he takes Van Eyck on. And look at this one now. I don't see there's too much in the contact. Yeah, it's like a little hand on the back there, guy. You know, there's not enough to kind of throw him to ground with the force that he went.
Duffy and Doyle. They sound like a couple of cops, don't they? Going forward, edge of the penalty area. Nunez waits. And then almost like a rugby union goal kicker, he goes backwards. Sargent also terrific in the air. They have a lot of options here, Norwich City. Menacing ball in. Forson. And the header is wide. Stooping Shane Duffy on this occasion.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed, the big man, Shane Duffy. You know, I think he attacks the ball so well. It did come through a lot of bodies, but Forson winning second balls, he just couldn't get the right connection there. Marshalled all the way.
Torp. A lot of Norwich City subs warming up. 9 options for their new coach, and one of them is the new signing. Kate Gordon sadly not signed in time. An exciting teenage winger who's come on loan from Liverpool. They needed another right winger, did Norwich City, and they got him right at the death, really. That's why he is not part of the squad here this afternoon as Norwich go forward through the middle. Sargent. And Sargent again, he wasn't expecting the return pass, I don't think, from Cernak.
Yeah, but it shows good relationship there. You know, Sargent and Cernak linking up very, very well.
Redoni as well to get the ball out to Bidwell. Hadji Wright makes the run, but he was never going to get on the end of that pass.
Yeah, the quality from Bidwell down that left-hand side is dropped. I'm expecting so much more, that energy getting into the attacking third, and then having the quality that he has just to pick out make the right decision, the right option.
The arrival, incidentally, of Kate Gordon from Liverpool on loan last night produced another move which was away from Norwich City. Abu Kamara has gone to Hull City on a 4-year deal. He put in a written transfer request recently, so it was always clear that he wanted to get away, and it's ironic because Coventry have another player who is at Hull at the moment. Casey Palmer departed yesterday as well. Hull, well, a couple of weeks ago, they had 10 new players, so they were talking about in the final week getting 6 more, so it has been an unbelievable turnaround since Liam Rossignol left Hull City during the summer. And it's true of so many clubs now, isn't it? Double figures doesn't seem to be unusual anymore, although both these clubs at single figures. Doyle getting forward. Griseni. Nunez. Forson, who created the opening goal for Norwich last week against Sheffield United with a fantastically delicate touch that allowed Sargent one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and he converted. That's why it was such good news that, having dislocated his shoulder in that game, Forson, they put his shoulder back in apparently while he was on the pitch, and then he was expected to be ruled out today, but he plays this afternoon. Have you ever had your shoulder put back in on the pitch?
No, I haven't, but I've experienced, obviously I know a few players that have, and it's one of them, you know, the weakness is then there, you know, it does have a big chance of it just popping out again, but no, fair play to him.
Sweeping ball out to that left-hand side. Bidwell. Hadji Wright facing goal now, running into the penalty area. Wright goes for goal. Duffy, again, by any means, will stop attacker if he can.
Yeah, I think good quality there from Hadji Wright. I just expect him to get his head up. He's got options in the box. Sakamoto, Redoni, Ellis Sims. Can he pick one of them out rather than just kind of go for power towards goal?
It was a busy old summer for Hadji Wright. He was part of the USA team that were involved in the Copa America during the summer. Although it wasn't a particularly productive one for them on home soil, they didn't get out of the group. Sakamoto with the shots. Well, at least it's a bit more positive from the Japanese player. He's been slightly hesitant in getting crosses in, but he certainly had eyes on goal on that occasion.
Yeah, he did. He kind of manipulates the ball well, doesn't he, to try and come in onto his left. And then, like you say, just couldn't execute the opportunity. So yeah, if you look at this, it's Rodoni that's more advanced. You know, I think he tries to get up beside Ellis Sims every opportunity. Hadji Wright comes a little bit more inside. And that just allows Bidwell to kind of get round the outside on that left-hand side.
Here is Rodoni trying a reverse pass to Ellis Sims, who made a really good run off the ball there. Norwich try and break here with the ball forward looking for Sargent, but Cernak unable to execute that, and Norwich have a player down injured here. Signs is down, and the ref at the moment is allowing play to go on. And Coventry are continuing. Oh no, they're putting it out.
Well, originally I did think that it was a free kick on Signs, and the referee Andy Davies was just allowing play to go on. Just going to have a look at Bidwell there. I guess he couldn't really get out the way, Bidwell, but I've seen them given, Guy.
Yeah, it wasn't a head injury, so the ref within his rights once he'd made the initial decision to play on, but he's struggling to breathe, isn't he? I think he's really winded there.
Yeah, there's a coming together of Signs and Bidwell, but like you say, Bidwell has every right to go for the ball, and he doesn't have to get out the way.
Thorup will be relatively pleased with what he's seen so far. He promised us he was going to celebrate the closing of the transfer window with a beer last night. He said he found it exciting, which raised a few eyebrows, I think, from the written press in his conference yesterday, but it certainly has been eventful for all coaches and managers around the country. But he's now, like all of them, just happy to have some clarity and to be able to work with his group, although of course one or two will go away on international duty. But I almost feel like the season's really starting today in some respects.
Yeah, exactly. I think all managers, I know they're prepared for every scenario, but when you know who you've got to work with, individuals, the talent, you're still trying to implement your style as a new manager, it's so important.
Just getting his message through to Josh Sargent. Haven't seen an opportunity so far for Norwich City's leading scorer last season. 16 goals in the Championship. That doesn't tell the story. From just 26 matches. Mark Robbins had a couple of prolific strikers as well. And both Hadji Wright and Ellis Sims have come close to giving Coventry the lead in this first half that is nearly 29 minutes gone. Shane Duffy coming closest for Norwich City. Signs is okay. Talk with the ball into the near post, and it was Ellis Sims arriving. Not sure he got any contact on it. And Gunn was covering the angle anyway.
Well, it's a responsibility of Thorpe as well to get out into those areas. You know, it's quite difficult for Norwich to kind of mark that third man, that deep lying run. But end product, ball getting across there. Ellis Sims just couldn't make the connection at the other end.
Forson caught in possession. Louis Binks will certainly be looking forward to that next round of the Carabao Cup and the visit of Tottenham Hotspur. He began his career at Tottenham. Been quite a journey for him by Tottenham, Montreal, Bologna, Como. Played under the likes of Thierry Henry and Cesc Fabregas. Part of this Coventry defence, looking to kickstart an attacking move here. Bidwell, nice cushion pass. Hadji Wright wants to go away from goal initially, recycles it well. Rodoni, handball on the edge of the penalty area. Referee was well placed and says no against Nunez.
Yeah, I think he's got that spot on. Nunez, he can't really move his hands out the way, but good quality from Rodoni, good strength and ability from Hadji Wright, just keeping possession.
Bidwell gives it away. Sargent. Nunez putting it forward, looking for Signs. Van Ewijk was doing really well there with his defensive work. He come across from his right back position and was almost like a centre half. In fact, sorry, it was Latabodier who made the header there.
Yeah, header that he had to make, Latabodier. You know, and then obviously picking up second balls. Van Erwijk is in the right position to do that. It's so important that you go and support your centre-back.
Binks with a diagonal ball. Sakamoto. Van Ewijk makes the run down the right-hand side. The Dutchman now has it. Sakamoto. Signs covering, and Sakamoto giving away the free kick.
Yeah, I think Coventry are a little bit guilty of overplaying down this right-hand side. You know, too many touches when there's bodies in the box waiting on this. Now I'm looking at this now, it's this ball coming in. I've got to say, Torp, that's what you've got to do, getting behind. A little bit fortunate with the cross coming in, but Ellis Sims making the contact. You know, Angus Gunn done well there, reaction save.
Doyle. Signs. Forson again. Option over on that far side. It's Jack Stacey who provided so many chances last season from that right back position. Not as many as Gabriel Sara, though, who they are going to miss this year after his departure during the summer. McLean, Stacey can measure out across here, and it's towards Signs, takes a touch, and the block comes in. Just allowed the defender there, Josh Eccles, to make the stop, and Stacey's in here.
Well, he's seen a lot of ball. Jack Stacey down that right-hand side, excellent ball in for Signs, who, again, Coventry had to be at their best defensively. And this is what you want, you know, for your wide man here. Great little touch this is to bring it in, open up that goal. And the shot was going to be on target, so it was a great defensive block in the end from Lewis Binks.
"13 goals from corners last season for Norwich City, amongst the most in the Championship. Duffy again being marked by Bidwell, certainly not the tallest in the Coventry defence, as it's teased in towards that 6-yard box. Signs trying to get onto his right foot and possibly get a shot away, but it's good defending by Van Ewijk. Reggie Wright getting a round of applause from the home supporters, and just breaking up a potential flashpoint there with a former teammate, Callum Doyle.
I think that's something that's been thrown at Hadji Wright. You know, defensively, he needs to do a little bit more for the team, but it will be a concern for Matt Robbins. You know, I think Norwich are picking and winning far too many of those second balls. I think that's something they need to be better at.
This is McLean with the delivery in, and arriving at the back post, but not getting his head on it was Cernak. Well, they have looked dangerous from the flanks, Norwich City, and Cernak, a recent arrival, the Croatian under-21 international, very close to at least causing problems for the Coventry goalkeeper.
Well, it's an excellent ball in from Kenny McLean, and Cernak does everything, doesn't he? Throws himself at it.
Feels like both sides are having little moments in the game. It's ebbing and flowing, and it's Norwich's time now in the final 10 minutes going up to half-time.
Yeah, possession very, very close. Norwich just edging it.
It was a draw when these two sides met here last season in October, 1-1. And Norwich won the game at Carrow Road thanks to Sargent and Signs on the score sheet. It was a terrific game here a couple of seasons ago where Norwich won 4-2. They had 5 goals inside the opening half hour on that occasion. Still waiting for our first. Eccles finding Bidwell, who goes down the line. It's usually Wright who's down that side, but it was Ellis Sims on this occasion.
Yeah, I think that's the only opportunity for Bidwell there. He can't really go anywhere else. Haji Wright has dropped very, very deep. So Ellis Sims has to make sure that he presents himself over on that left channel.
Lati Baudier actually played at right back on the game in midweek against Oxford in the Carabao Cup, so he would be the option should Van Ewijk get injured. Well, he'd be certainly one of the options, but it may not come to pass. Here is the Dutchman, gives them plenty of verve going forward. Wants some movement ahead of him though. Bidwell waited for the crunching challenge to come in from Jack Stacey. Would have sensed it and heard it, I think. Two no-nonsense defenders there. Binks venturing into the Norwich City half. Nunez. Binks just keeps it in. This is Eccles. Oh, he's giving it away to Sainz. And off goes Sargent. Sainz takes a bit of time to get the ball under control. In fact, he never really did. Sargent will be frustrated. He made a really good run there. Lovely play by the fullback. Van Ewijk again.
Well, this is what he brings, isn't it, Van Ewijk? Just in possession, he's very composed, no matter how he's been pressured, but to come out and run, get by two challenges there and keep possession for the ball. But you're spot on. I think Joe Sargent will be disappointed that Sainz never just took a touch and then played that ball in behind. He made an excellent run.
Binks dinks it over the top, looking for Ellis Sims. Given away, Sims gets another opportunity here. Haji Wright, and still going. Well, he was always sort of going to ground the way he just lost his momentum there, but all credit to Callum Doyle for stopping any danger momentarily from a Norwich City point of view.
Yeah, he's seen the danger there, Callum Doyle, didn't he? Just came along, snuffed it out. It's an excellent timely challenge as well, but that's what I see more of Haji Wright, being so direct on the ball. Good link up between Ellis Sims there as well.
Stacey takes the ball off Bidwell. Cernak, really tight space, but Norwich have done it well. McLean has a bit more time. Forson loses out to Sakamoto. Look at him, hang on the halfway line, doing his defensive work. Rudoni, Bidwell. Ellis Sims with his arm up, he wants it, he's going to get it. Sims with the header.
It's an excellent ball, Bidwell down that left-hand side. You know, Ellis Sims is watching this all the way, has to do better with this header. He knows he's going to win it, has to make sure that he hits the target. Look at this, look, he's up and off the ground, has to make sure he tests Angus Gunn there in the Norwich goal.
The two presentable opportunities for Ellis Sims. One he scuffed wide of the post in the opening few minutes of the game, and that one just before half-time was over the crossbar. This is Cernak. She played as a centre forward at Crystal Palace in midweek. He's given the ball away there to Sakamoto. Sims will chase this pass. Sakamoto will go in towards the penalty area. Furthest man forward at the moment. It's Rudoni. Tort wanted to take it into the penalty area, but he wasn't allowed because Nunez has won it, and he's released Sargent over on that far side. Binks comes across. Sargent tries to return it to Nunez, but I think the midfielder was just short of gas there. And Coventry City able to bring the ball away. Certainly deserved a goal, hasn't it, this first half?
Yeah, Yeah, both teams have been, I've got to say, very good in possession. Both playing with a purpose, getting into that attacking third. There, I guess Coventry a little bit guilty of overplaying again. Rodoni, I think, should get the shot away. Tries to find top, and then it's defended very, very well, and then Norwich are on the attack.
Cresceni process, but looks like a shove here, doesn't it?
Yeah, spot on. I think the referee's got it right. You know, I think Van Erwijk just trying to get past them. Cresceni, you can't do that. You can't put two hands on when you're on the opposition player.
Well, Sims was unmarked and all alone with the last header he had. He's going to have plenty for company here if they can pick him out. Binks, left of your picture there, another tall, imposing proposition for Coventry City. Rodoni is over it, so too is Torp. Two in the wall. Torp with the delivery.
Just too close to the goalkeeper there, wasn't it, Torp? You know, one straight off the training ground, just tried a little feint.
Forson. And it's Stacey getting forward. Jack Stacey, the fullback. Oh, it just never sat for him. It was a brilliant run and a terrific pass into him, but the opportunity for Norwich to take the lead just before half-time seemed to bounce and bobble away from him.
Yeah, the first touch was good, but the second one, it just wouldn't come down from there, Stacey, but great energy to get himself into that position. Sakamoto.
Van Ewijk again. Good cross into the penalty area. And the shot will come in from Bidwell. Well, I say shots with air quotes, I think.
Great quality from Van Erwijk down this right-hand side. Good cross in as well. Coventry picking up the second ball, but Bidwell, will know that just no conviction there, was that get the head down and make sure that connection's right.
Well, the ultimate embarrassment is it's a throw-in. He's had a busy first half, hasn't he? We've seen him going forward as much as defending. Sargent chasing. Binks goes back to his goalkeeper. Binks goes down. Dovin wants the free kick and gets it.
Yeah, he's very unfortunate there, Sargent. You know, I think Binks knows exactly what he's doing when he passes the ball back to Dovin. Just runs across the running path of Josh Sargent, and it is a free kick, unfortunately. But yeah, it's just clever play from the centre back.
Sakamoto into the final minutes of this first half. Eccles again finding Bidwell. Lataboudiere. Sakamoto running at Cresceni. Torp it was with the intended pass. You heard the groans. Norwich will try and make them bigger groans from the home supporters. Forson signs as the target, but Torp has done well.
Yeah, it's very patient build up there from Coventry when Torp has that possession.
Sakamoto released by Rodoni. Well, momentarily released because Callum Doyle, the definition of 110% commitment there.
Yeah, no nonsense, wasn't it? You know, he's seen the danger, Sakamoto. He's seen a lot of the ball without really producing too much end product. But yeah, very timely challenge, but strong challenge, but fair from Callum Doyle.
3 minutes of stoppage time. We had that winding, didn't we, of Borja Sainz in the first half, and there'll be a delay here because of this.
I'll tell you what, the way that Sakamoto's came down, he's landed He's landed on that left-hand side, and you know Doyle's come in. He's got the ball cleanly, but it's just the landing of Sakamoto. It's a tricky one.
They are trying to prevent the physio coming on here, I think, possibly. Bodier has got a yellow card. Well, the referee is saying that Sakamoto has to go off, I think, so he'll be off for 36. Well, the referee is saying that Sakamoto has to go off, I think, so he'll be off for 30 seconds. Had made got all the way behind the goal. It was a yellow card, I think, wasn't it, for Bodier, for obviously words that he exchanged with the referee.
Well, I think it was just stopping the physios coming on the pitch. I think they step on the pitch, then I think Sakamoto stood because he wanted to stay on the pitch. But he looks to me, Guy, that he's really struggling with that left-hand side.
Well, Andy Davies now is coming across and speaking to his fourth official, Jeff Eltringham. We'll try and clear that up at half-time, but he's not happy with something. He's already issued one yellow card. Sakamoto is still behind the goal. Van Ewijk with the throw-in. Binks with the header. Redoni tried to return it into the penalty area, and it's hacked away to safety by Norwich City. Will be pleased with the way the first half has gone on their travels against one of the teams who are among the favourites to be in the promotion picture this season. Still we await the Japanese forward coming back on, and Sakamoto is back on. Mark Robins has attacking options on his bench. Certainly be looking to the likes of Thomas Asante in the second half if they're unable to break the deadlock. Van Ewijk. Home supporters getting really angry with the referee and Norwich City.
We'll have to say, I think Forson very lucky not to receive a yellow card there. You can see the frustration, but just swipes the leg of Van Ewijk.
Well, stoppage time on stoppage time. They feel there'll be plenty of seconds for this free kick to be taken. One last opportunity maybe for an opening goal in this game. A game of what might have been in front of goal so far. Redoni again is an option with his left foot. Torp is there as well. Sargent, and that's half-time. The boos from the home supporters aim mainly at the referee, I think. They'll be relatively pleased with the way their team has played. Ellis Sims has had a couple of good opportunities. One he put wide of the post early on, and then late in the half a header that went over. And Jack Stacey, the fullback, was an unlikely possible scorer for Norwich City, bursting forward into the penalty area, just couldn't get the ball under control, and as a result, at the break, we're goalless. It's Coventry City 0, Norwich City 0. Two teams head down the tunnel. Both managers will be thinking about changes, but not immediately, you would think.